my gutter. So I've just blitzed an off burner. He's gone onto the ball. I know how chain pushed another Norse lineman onto the ball. It bounced from that onto my gutter, onto my Skaven lineman. Failed the catch. I didn't use the reroll, and it bounced straight into the arms of a gutter runner who has just got to walk it in. How nice is that for Christmas?
Filth.
It's the early hours of Christmas Day, and Scott is playing Blood Bowl 3, and I'm so proud of him.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Merry Christmas. What did you get off Santa?
I haven't opened my gifts from Santa yet because it is 1 minute past 12.
Yes, well, he hasn't been in our house yet. I'm still waiting. No, he hasn't made his way to Nottingham yet. But I also haven't been to
Suffolk.
Yet, so.
Yeah.
Have you been to sleep though? Because I made sure I make sure my eyes are closed and I'm in bed at 12 o'clock midnight. Because if I'm not in bed with my eyes closed at 12 o'clock midnight, then he won't deliver the presents.
No, I haven't been to sleep yet. I did try tricking him by going under the covers. But
did you close your eyes?
I did close my eyes as well.
Oh, he's been then. He's been.
It's probably worked.
He's been. He's somewhere. Where's Kat?
I don't know. She's fast asleep. She's gone. She's had too much to drink already.
This is fruit juice, by the way. Just special fruit juice in a special glass.
Shall I mix my Christmas Day drink?
Why not? Merry Christmas.
Do.
So, this is a lovely rum, and we're going to mix it with this pickle sour.
This what sour?
There we are.
Pickles. You heard it.
Pickle and dill sour. Let's see what's that.
I mean,
that's good. That's good.
I'm all for it.
Sounds revolting.
That's very good. That's very good. Oh
no! I mean, I will give it a try. If you've ever got someone I'm down in Suffolk, I will happily give it a try. But that sounds revolting, Chris.
You know what? There's nothing like starting a podcast being a shot of rum, a shot of whiskey, and 2/3 of a can of beer down. Let's play the intro.
Let's go. Some
Hello everyone and welcome to New Dice Please, the bite-sized Blood Bowl prod.
It's not easy, is it?
No, it's not.
At least you're 1 for 1 in terms of your fuck up ratio.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm keeping
Round
that
2.
in.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Hello everyone and welcome to the New Dice Please, the bite-sized Blood Bowl podcast brought to you by the people at Blood Bowl Live. My name is not Chris, it's Luke. But as always, joining us is Mr. Chris Coe. Chris, what is your favourite type of wood?
Ooh. What a question. Very good question. I think I'm going to be the only one here who keeps this clean. And my reference for wood is the fact that, like, Pokemon professors in games tend to be named after trees. So I'm going to go to the OG, which is Professor Oak. And I'm going to say oak is my favorite type of wood.
Nice. Lovely. Thank you, Chris. And now probably to the king of filibustering, Mr. Scott Bryant. What is your favorite type of wood?
I take that slanderous accusation, and I cannot thank you enough. My favourite type of wood is probably ash, although I do prefer softwood over a hardwood. Although actually, well, what can I say? It's easy. You can play with it more, and you can. It's more malleable in your vice. I did that purely for Feakes.
Okay, and moving on to Mr. Tom Feakes, who I'm sure has one answer to what his favourite type of wood is. And won't support anyone.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, God's sake.
Come on then, Feakes.
I was going to go for a nice, girthy oak.
I've gone for oak. You're going to have to go for
oak. I'll go for a slender, mature, well-aged silver birch. Nothing like a nice silvery piece of wood.
Nothing that's very mature as well. I think that's always something
Well
you
done,
need to call
Feakes.
out.
Well done. I think you could have
Very mature.
gone
I-
to the bottom of the barrel there, and you didn't. Well done, sir.
The fact that I didn't just say a massive cock, I'm quite proud of myself.
I mean, I thought you would have been more subtle and just said like morning.
Yeah,
but
that's
you know,
what I
that's
was
what I was
Laughing too
expecting.
much. I'll be honest. It got me too much, and I couldn't think straight.
Oh,
Good.
dear.
Well, we're not here to talk about anyone's wood in this podcast. No, we are running a hot takes, and the group have obviously hosted and challenged many of our viewers for hot takes, but now they've given the reins over to me to ask them for their hot takes. Is anyone burning and want to go first, or
I'll
should I
go
pick someone
first.
random? Okay, over to Chris.
The pills have kicked in. I'm no longer burning.
My hot take is that the best tier system is no tier system.
Okay, explain.
I think that Blood Bowl was not meant to be played in tiers. And I know that Games Workshop have always given us tiers. But I think Blood Bowl as a fun, enjoyable game is more enjoyable with no tiering. It's more enjoyable when everyone starts exactly the same and everyone accepts that some teams are simply better than others. And everyone accepts that if you play a team, that team is probably best in a particular way, which is different from other teams. The idea of giving tiers and having tiers and putting teams in tiers in order to basically level the whole playing field kind of undoes the fact that it's a game that has been purposely built with some things being better than others. If you're really good with low tier teams, that's fantastic. If you're really good with high tier teams, that's fantastic. Some teams are easier than others. That's fantastic. If you're coming to the game and you're brand new, then you may pick a team that is called tier 1 because they are easier to play, and that's fine. And you may get better and better at the game and then play some of the lower tier teams that are more challenging because you maybe want more of a challenge. Again, that's fine. I think the game, when you kind of level the game down to we've given some things more than others to basically make everything the same, I think you take an element of fun out of the challenge of the fact that everything is a bit different. It's a little bit like if you play a racing game, if you play like Mario Kart and then they've got all the different karts with all of the different stat levels. Some are simply better than others, some are more stable than others, some are better at one thing than others. And I think that's a good thing. It gives variety to the game. When you suddenly introduce tiers and you kind of level it all out, it takes that element of that kind of fun element away from it. So I think league play more fun than tournaments because there's no tiering, everyone is on a level playing field.
Yeah, and I think I struggle to disagree with this, where I think ultimately this game does come down to, are we having fun rather than who is the best?
It should do. Yeah.
And I feel like maybe there was a time where GW tiers were that, where it was, this is an easier team to get a handle on and play, comparatively well with someone, rather than this is a team in a tournament which doesn't get as much as another team because they're innately better. And so having that kind of like, this is an easy team for newcomers, I think tiers work quite well with. But yeah,
I guess kind of that. I think that's probably worth a good kind of clarification, is that tiering as a way to show you what teams are maybe the good ones to pick up if you're new, what ones are going to be more challenging, like a general kind of challenge rating as to how easy the team is to play, I think is really good. It's really helpful. It helps new players know what teams to pick. Tiering as a way to basically penalize or benefit you with regards to skills, depending on what team you pick, I don't think we need it.
What else would you do? Oh, sorry. Is there anything else that you would do though, Chris? Whether it's points or inherent skills to try and get a bit more of a level playing field, or you just say, look, if you want to play goblins or halflings, they're going to be more difficult. Tough shit, suck it up.
I think historically it has always been easier to win with tier 1 teams. And when you look at some of the best tournaments and you look on tour play and you look at the top finishing, the majority of the top half of the tournament and the top tens and stuff, the majority of them are tier 1. They're Shambling Undead, they're Skaven, they're Dark Elves. Like, they are teams that are tier 1 teams. So I just don't think I think if you want to, if you love Blood Bowl and you love it and you want to game it and you want to be the best at it, you will pick you'll pick the best team and you'll play it to the way that is the best. And then tiering doesn't really matter because you're not going to pick one of the lower teams anyway. So I just think it's unnecessary. It's kind of like if you want to win the Formula One World Championship, you will strive to be in the best car. You won't just you'll be, if you're not in the best car, you're going to be realistic that that's not going to happen. So I don't think there needs to be a leveler.
I don't agree, actually, Chris. I don't.
Of course you don't.
I'm sorry. No, I don't. I think league play, yeah, it makes sense. You all start off at that base level, and if you choose to take a team that's just going to be fun, then you just accept you're just going to have a fun time. Tournament play, I think if we were to say there were no tiers, it would either just be probably what would feel like endless mirror matches of people taking tier 1s, or just the same people winning over and over again with no real surprises. And you go there and you sort of think, well, you know what, we're going with the inherent skills. Okay, well, I'm going to take Zons, knowing that not many people are going to have tackle, and suddenly I'm just going to cruise through it, or obviously they can explode anyway. Or you go for you'll never get the surprise of someone being like, oh, holy shit, someone got top 5 with goblins.
I think
you just go, yeah.
My counter to that is that
no for tournaments.
So my counter to that is friend of the show, former guest, David Drysdale. He plays in a lot of the DBL leagues and tournaments, and they run leagues every now and again where just tier 1 are just banned. And I think actually if you said that you were not going to tier teams, everyone was going to get exactly the same amount. I think what you might find is, in order to kind of make things more interesting, I think you would have TOs who maybe were like, you know what, I'm going to run a Chaos Cup, and I'm actually going to limit the teams. You can't bring humans. You can't bring, you have to bring a Chaos team. You have to bring a favored of team. I think you might see people being like, you know what, I'm going to run a tournament that is like a Lustrian League, or I'm going to run, like, you might see people creating tournament rule sets that maybe are more thematic in that sense, rather than thematic through a tiered rule set. Because a lot of the times when you go to a tournament that is a bit different, it is different in the way it has been tiered and the way you can apply skills and things like that. And then there is a tiering to it. I think you might find more narratively interesting rule sets if you say, we're going to bin any element of tiering. If you want to create an interesting tournament, create one that is narratively interesting, where everyone is the same, but maybe you only allow these kind of teams. Maybe you don't allow your tier 1 teams, your beginner teams. Maybe stunty only tournaments. I think you might see more of those.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I don't think having the tiers is stopping TOs from doing it, because former guest Alistair Pring Wobert, he runs quite a lot of tournaments and used to run quite a lot of tournaments which were just purely based on theme, and they still have tiers. I don't think having the tiers is what's stopping the TOs from doing it. However, I would like to see more tournaments like that.
We did Dave's tournament, which was just a fun doubles tournament getting into season 3. There was a skill pack, which was just a flat thing. So irrespective of what tier team you took, everyone got 4 primary skills or across 4 players, or 4 skills on 1 player with 1 as a secondary. So there were like two teams you brought and had those rule sets. And I don't feel necessarily that it felt unfair playing against certain tier 1 teams, because it didn't feel like it necessarily required that splitting out across those games. And Scott, what did you think? Did you find it?
I thought it was a very
the same?
interesting concept for that particular example, Luke, and I thought it balanced out quite nicely. I didn't, I think it was a very interesting one, and I think it was a very good mix across the day. There were people who just had a bad tournament. There were some people who played, very, very well. There were people who got done by dice. So all the usual things happen. My question, like going back to Chris, when you talked about, stunty only tournaments. Well, you can have stunty only tournaments, or any race only tournaments. You can have a Skaven only tournament. You can have an undead only tournament if you wanted, with the current level of tiering, because all you're doing is doing that. My concern with no tiers is it will just encourage everybody, as Feakes said, to go to Zons or go to Norse or whatever has the most inherent skills to start that particular level of it as well. So I think then it will encourage almost a race to what's got the most inbuilt skills. That's my concern. That's why. Sorry, Chris.
I think you're right, but my only counter would be if there were never tiers and there were no tiers anywhere, then your standard tournament that includes everyone, where the rule set is level. I think actually what you would find is I think you would have more people playing for fun, because playing to win would get dull. So gaming the system would get dull because there are no tiers. So if you want to play the win, you just do the boring thing and you play Amazons because they come with the inbuilt skills and they've got the same skill, whatever. So I would like to think, in a kind of trying to keep it positive, that you would maybe have people who kind of play to win and game the system would get bored, or would all kind of end up funneled into one place where they just play a Whoopsall Skaven tournament or a Whoopsall Dark Elves tournament. And your average tournament would have more people bringing builds for fun. That's kind of what I would hope would happen. It may not, but that would be what I would love to see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see your argument behind it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but yeah, I can see how you got there.
Oh, I love that I brought a hot take that no one.
I think we're
yes.
No, I think I do.
Certified hot.
We're 2-2, and I was going to say the same. I think that makes it a hot take with at least half the cast disagreeing. Okay, shall we go to Scott Bryant now?
Okay, so my hot take for this festive and season's greetings to all men and everybody out there. Is this: stunty coaches looking for self-sympathy, move on. So what do I mean by that? They will make you like this. So if you're a stunty coach, you take stunty for a reason, whether you're taking gobbos, halflings, whether you're taking gnomes, you take them for a reason, because you like the high risk, the high reward, the fun, the craziness, everything that we love about stunties. So happy with that so far. Yeah, everybody with me, yeah? Cool. Yeah. So what I find particularly galling and just personally annoying is when stunty players lose, and they might lose, and having beaten a few stunty players in my time, and I haven't done this with a few of our key coaches, so this is Scott Norm, but I've seen it. Stunty coaches will say, oh yes, because you had tackle. No shit, I had tackle. What the hell do you think I'm going to take when I'm playing you, or have in a build where I know there's going to be stunty teams in that particular part of the league? It's just like, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that, I would be nice and polite and I would just say, well, I tell you what, if I've got a tackle and I get a stumble, then do you know what? I'm just going to be nice. And because you're a little stunty, I'm going to let it ride. And it's it's the whole stunty of that self-sympathy. Oh, but I'm playing stunty. Yeah, you chose them. I didn't. I didn't come up to you with a contract and an NDA or a gun to your head and say, you must pick bloody stunty. You made the choice. You've got it. You do high risk, high reward. When it's high risk and it doesn't work, suck it up. Move on like the rest of Blood Bowl coaches. Don't look for that inbuilt little fella sympathy vote. We move on. Thank you.
Scott, what's happened?
Why?
Who hurt you?
What's happened? I
Which
just
stunty coach hurt you?
no. It's just something I was really struggling, to be honest with you, in terms of what elements of Blood Bowl, excuse my French, pissed me off. So I was thinking about it, and I think this was one of the very few ones. It was just this gallingness in terms of where we were. So I thought, no, that's some of the things it was annoying me in terms of. I know people go on about, oh, look at me, I'm a special coach, and whether they choose Dark Elves, whether they choose, Shambling, whether they choose Necro, whether they choose Meta. We all have that choice. You've got 31 races to choose from. Just because you choose the stunty team, that doesn't give you an automatic in the bank guarantee to say, oh, bless me. And most of the stunty players we play in our league, they're all very, very good indeed. And I shared some bits and pieces on Discord and on other podcasts and some other YouTubes that just irked me. And maybe I was feeling a bit irksome that particular day, but yeah.
I would genuinely, I'd love to extend your take to like making excuses for the team that you've brought, because like you say, you choose the team. So if you choose and you bring elves and you're like, well, of course you got 10 casualties and all armor 8, then it's like, yeah, you chose armor 8, so do one. Like,
can I actually?
It also works
Yeah.
It also works on the reflection where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've chosen elves. I'm 2-up dodging everywhere.
So
Like,
you chose
you,
it.
you chose to 2-up dodge everywhere.
Right. Just on that point, he's not here, and I don't want to. I'm going to raise this because I want to add a little bit of Christmas spice for our listeners. But the magnificent Tom Hoffel said this the other day in when we had a little friendly tournament, and he was moaning about Adge dodging out on a 2+, and I was like, well, hang on, you got orcs with 3 mighty blow. No offense. You chose your orcs. You rolled on the Nuffle, on the praise to Nuffle. You got an additional 2 mighty blow. What's the beef? If you choose a bash team and what else do you think the Adge teams are going to do? They're going to stay away. If you choose an halfling team, what do you think people are going to do? They're going to punch you in the face, and guess what? Statistically, they're more likely to break armor and hurt you. So anyway, yeah, that was my. Don't look for self-sympathy. I was focusing on stunty coaches, but Christopher, you can expand it to anything. Play the game as it's intended. Have fun. Accept it. If you're playing a stunty team, there's more likely they'll implode, but there's more likely you'll get the high-risk memories of a lifetime. Suck it up. We move on.
I'm in full support. No comments. I'm full support.
Yeah,
I feel like
full support.
I feel like this is kind of the Ralph Wiggum that. Is it that the meme with if they could read this, they would be very upset? Where it's kind of you've just kind of swathingly addressed this to all of the coaches in the world. Basically, don't be salty, and we say, yeah, and we all say we agree.
But it's true, and I think you can extend it as much as you like because we've all done it where we've had a day where our dice have rolled so hot that we've ended up apologizing for it because you feel bad, but at the end of the day, that's still out of your control. And that's the same thing. That is just the game. You take a stunty team. Sometimes you're going to fly. Sometimes you're going to be smeared off the pitch in green goo. I'm doing goblins in our online league. I won 2 matches, mainly because my chainsaw went wild. And I lost the last one 4-0 to elves.
I think it's about winning and losing good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, because if you took elves, for example, then like there's you want to be a good winner and you want to be a good loser. If you get beaten into submission because you're all armor 8 and they have almighty blow and you start making excuses, well, of course you did that, then you're not really being a good loser. If you start bragging about, well, look at all my amazing Ash too, maybe you're not being a good winner. It's just kind of like, accept the choices that you make, and have fun with the choices that you make, whether they come off well or not. Because for pretty much every team, there are negatives and there are positives. So, you know, don't be a dick about the things that are great, and don't be a dick about the things that went wrong. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
Yes. Fine speech. Fully commend that.
We're
yes.
there.
Thank you.
Okay.
And relax.
Perfect.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Okay, let's finish this off with Tom's.
So mine's more new edition focused. There are two teams that I think people are sleeping on, and the two teams that people have been shitting on really hard that I think are going to surprise people, and they're going to really, really pick up the numbers, and you'll see it at the NAF tournaments. One of them's Skaven, and I just don't think they're as bad as people think. But the hotter take is humans.
Ooh, okay. So I mean, I think I've from the start I've been supportive of Skaven still being very strong.
It's milder of the two.
But I do want to hear more about your human take.
So I've been thinking about this, and except for Amazons, Chris is reaching for the same.
Okay,
as me,
everyone's grabbing the book.
Right.
Yep.
Except for Amazons and Norse, everyone's an Underworld. I think everyone's lost something, haven't they? Every team has lost something.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So that them losing the two blitzers, it's not great. But think about it. What are going to be your first skills you put on your human blitzers? Mighty Blow and Tackle.
Mm-hmm.
They now have Tackle.
Yep.
And so many people are going to be looking to take Zons and looking to take people that have inherent built-in, what's the word I'm looking for? The more expensive skills.
Elite skills.
Elite skills. Thank you. I was going to say core skills, but it's not that. Yes, more people are going to be looking into something that's going to counter that. So more people are going to be looking for something that a team that already has more of those. Humans already have the tackle, and now their catches are strength 3. A big weakness of them was their catches of strength 3, with strength 2 beforehand. So they're very easy to blitz off the ball. Also, this is maybe more for the NAF style. They're going to be tiered lower because, particularly for the first few months, people are going to be going, "Oh, they're crap now." So maybe they're going to be tiered a bit lower. You've already got 2 block tackle. There's 1 guard, 1 mighty blow, and you can patch out the rest.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to be They're going to be really flying, but they're going to surprise people.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like the inverse of Necro, where Necro have now been buffed so heavily. People in tournaments and tiers, they're going to be basically penalized for that, to the point where they might become not as good, even though they're super. So leagues, irrespective, I mean, they're a better league team now because you get a bit more from the box. But yeah, I think maybe you're right with the humans that they could get penalized buffed enough in their tier packs, or have a TOs organize them. And so what else do they get? What other kind of core skills do they have off the go? Because I mean, the movement 8 strength 3 is quite nice. On the catcher,
I think that's great with strip ball, and it gives you so much opportunity.
So you get the 3 halflings, dodge and stunty, and you can throw them.
Turn.
Catchers have catch and dodge and strength 3 and movement 8.
Sorry,
pretty good.
Only armor 8 compared to everyone else. Throwers have pass and sure hands. Blitzers have block and tackle. It's an incredible.
And you get the captain role
skills.
And you get the captain role, yes.
Which I've so I think in about 8 games of playing orcs, I've saved 6 rerolls with the captain thing, which is quite high. And maybe I've just been particularly lucky in rolling those 6s, but and what are their rerolls? Are they 60k?
50k each.
50. Okay, yeah. So you're going to have a high pool to cycle and try and get back as well.
No, absolutely. I'd kind of slept on the team captain bit as well. I hadn't slept with the team captain.
Pro and
it's a free pro, and so no one's going to be sniffing at that. But you look at your elite skills. You've already got dodge on the pieces you want to have dodge on. You've already got block on the pieces you want to have block on. So maybe you get block on your catchers. And what else are you going to put elite skills on? Just chuck wrestle on everything else, and it's cheaper.
I always used to like. I always thought humans were kind of a bit underrated generally. Like I've always thought they've been quite challenging team to play, mainly because you historically could build them into kind of whatever you wanted with enough time. Like you could make them a really bash heavy team, you could make them a really agile team, you could kind of do whatever you wanted. They were like a really nice clean slate, which is really nice, but at the same time, for someone like me who's really indecisive, was a bit of a struggle because I never could commit to being one way or another. I think now they've got the limited number of positionals. Now that the catcher is stronger, I think I think there's still that team, but like you turn a human lineman into a human blitzer, like into a slow human blitzer, just by giving them block. Like it's similar with the Skaven. Like on your Skaven point as well, I completely agree. I think Skaven have an interesting change in potential where you can turn a Skaven. You can, if you've got a Skaven blitzer, if you basically don't go for the first skill and you save up for the edge increase, you have a better gutter runner than you had before when you just gave them block first time round. So I think I wanted to fight you on this hill, Feakes, and I am just in pure agreement with you.
Yes.
Yeah. I think going back to the human argument, don't forget humans are actually faster than dark elves.
Mm.
So don't, and everybody's thinking, oh yeah, okay, break tackle on a couple of them, and then all of a sudden, you're dodging away on that 2+, and then, so it's not what I find. I fully agree with you, Feakesy, because I think people are too easy to go, oh, that's shit. And these are the people who were complaining, oh, Blood Bowl season 2, when will they ever change it? Because GW, you've got a crap game system. This is wrong, that's wrong. And they would always look at what was the negative and what was the problem. And then the same probably people moaning now, oh, passing's not as complicated as it used to be. Oh, Skaven only got 2 gutter runners. People like, whether you look at someone like Monsieur Olivier Dulac, whether you look at someone like Davo, whether you look at, everybody's favorite flip-flopper, Green Skin Phil, the guys will find a way. The guys at the top end will find a way, and then everybody will go, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that combo before. So it's going to be a refresh. I think it's going to be nice, and yeah, they can suck it, Feaksy, in a pretentious with a sweet type method, not rude or suggested, but just an outburst. Yeah, I agree, mate.
I think as
And
well,
then
I bought humans were the third team I think I bought. I don't have them now, but I want to basically get them again, because I bought them because if I ever wanted to try and persuade someone to play Blood Bowl, I always felt like giving them humans, you get built-in block, you get built-in dodge, you get sure hands, you get good passing and catching. You can kind of do everything. And I think if you are, I honestly would advise anyone to buy them as their second team, not because they may play them all the time, but because this is a really fun game, and if you want to play with someone and you want to try and convince them, they are the perfect vanilla team to teach someone how to play, and for that person to have a good time. And then it's down to that person to kind of, if they want to keep playing, figure out what is their style, how did they enjoy playing, and what bits did they enjoy, and you can branch off into pretty much every team in the game. So I would love I would love the idea that third edition is out and just every new player bought a human team, and humans just became incredible because everyone played them and everyone got really good with them, because they are like, they may be kind of your vanilla entry level, but they are a really solid vanilla entry level. Like they're not entering on easy mode. They're entering in the middle. You're not entering on easy. You're entering middle of the pack, and then go to someone easier if you want. If you enjoy, if you enjoy doing agile things and nothing else, then elves are going to be easier than humans. So they're kind of, they're
I guess they allow you to find that quickly. Yeah, they allow you to find that quickly where you're like, oh, I really love the kind of bashier side, having these agile blitzers, or I much more enjoy dodging away and like making long runs, and it kind of gives you that flavor of all of the ways to play Blood Bowl and allows you to pick it up pretty quickly. And very quickly, Tom, what were the two teams you think are overhyped? Because you mentioned that as well.
Overhyped. I think OWA are potentially overhyped. I think that a lot of people are getting excited about how good they are,
Mm.
and they are looking very, very good. But I don't know. There's something about them that I can't quite put my finger on them just not working. And the other one's Nurgle, because I don't. They have got a lot better, but I feel like what it's going to do is it's going to trip some people up to being like, oh yeah, Nurgle are workable now, and they're not, because the control game in Blood Bowl is very hard to do tactically unless you're experienced in it, and that is where they're going to thrive. So I think it's going to trip people up by going, oh, it's going to be really good, and suddenly you go, oh, actually no, they're still really slow and really hard to pick up the ball, and you've lost the Pestigors. So I worry people are going to fall into the trap with them.
I agree with Nurgle. I don't think Nurgle are as good. And if you're listening, Tom Huns, I know, I know why you think Nurgle are so incredible. I don't think they are suddenly one of the top tier teams in the game. I think they're better, but I don't think they're suddenly top. I think the thing with OWA, I'm kind of 50-50 whether I agree, because I do think OWA are now it's a considerable step up to what they were.
Yeah.
I do think they are top tier, but I think they are possibly one of the most difficult teams to pick up and play without a good level of experience in the game, because there is so much to remember. There's so many different positionals. It's the same with Chaos Renegades as well. Underworld less so, because I think you've got slightly less different teams that you need to have played, but I think there's so many different variables to remember. I think if you're really good at the game, OWA are this new pillar of excellence, but I think you need to be really good at the game to be there.
What do people think about orcs, gentlemen? Because obviously people are talking about orcs and they're going to be the best thing ever in the world. So what do people think there?
They are not going to be the best thing in the world, but they're going to go to a top 5 rather than a top 10 team for me.
I think that's my gut feeling playing them a lot. I think
because you've played them quite a bit, haven't you, pre-season?
Yeah, they're still, I think, quite reliant on elite skills, as they're now called, where I think, depending on the rule pack, if you can get enough guard across your team and block on the big uns, they suddenly then do get quite powerful, but they're not a gimme yet. They're not like, this is a top tier team still.
Christopher, where do you stand with that?
I feel like they are where I feel they've always been, which is they are the mirror of humans. And I think if you want to start playing Blood Bowl, I think humans are a better starting point than orcs, whereas I always used to think they were probably pretty similar. The only difference was, do you want to be quicker or do you want to be less likely to be hurt? Otherwise, they were pretty much the same. Now I feel with some of the additions, like the addition of unsteady on the blockers, the addition of break tackle, the addition of taunt, I think they've got a few more things about them that make them maybe less new player friendly, because there's a few things to remember. So I think they are, if we're saying humans are bang in the middle of the stand, I think orcs are above them, partly because I think you possibly need to be a coach prepared to remember a few things to take them, partly because of the armor and some of the skills like Mighty Blow and stuff. So I think they are top. I'm putting them in like top 25%, but I don't think we're suddenly looking at the greatest team that has ever seen to Blood Bowl, because they weren't in that top bit to begin with. They were bang average, I feel, with good armor, and now they've just been bumped up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's basically where I've got to as well. Brilliant. Okay, well, thank you for those 3 hot takes so far. Next week we'll be continuing these and do some more hot takes. I didn't listen to the ending of the episode.
Do you want me to round it up?
No, I'll do it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I think you normally say something like, Scott, would you like to tell us about where other people can interact with us? Let us know what they think. Are our hot takes hot? Is our choice of Christmas drink at 1 a.m. the right thing? And all of those things.
Obviously, yes.
Well, I think first of all, in terms of what I like to say about our drinks, I think we're being very responsible. I think the level of smut, filth, and general innuendo has been acceptable. So I'm quite happy with that. And I think, do I really want to tell people how to get in touch with us and to share all of the feedback on the thoughts on our hot takes, everything, Luke?
Go on, Mr. Bryant. It's Christmas.
So what the hell was that? This is what happens when you drink these.
And he's not
cocktails,
hosting.
Chris.
Look what happens.
Yeah, this is what happens when you drink this. Oh, it's only a pineapple from a can. God, there's probably more E numbers in there to send you absolutely bouncing around the room and off the wall. Anyway, if you do want to get a hold of us, drop us a note. Tell us what you think about our hot takes. Are we embracing the season of festivity, or do you just want to see Tom Feakes laugh about more wood gags? Drop us a note, neediceplease@gmail.com. And if you do want to listen to Tom Feakes and all his hot takes on life in generally and where the best innuendo subjects can be found in the dictionary, Tom Feakes, how can people watch more Blood Bowl, see more Blood Bowl, and find out everything about comedy that is in your repertoire?
I think that's the dark corner of the internet for that, Scott. So you can find more of us all on YouTube, on Blue Sky, on Facebook, all under Blood Bowl Live. There will be a series of matches coming up soon, I believe, with the new ADBBL season starting up relatively soon. I'm sorry, I don't know when it is, but I'm not in your league, so I'm not sure.
End of January.
End of January. There you go. Thank you very much. So there'll be more live Blood Bowl coming up then. But yes, let us know how you think, and happy Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Word of the day.
Word of the day. You didn't ask for it.
Now you've done the Tom Hobble bit. Now you've got to do your word of the day. So
I'm not going to introduce.
Well, I'm going to put that blame on you, Scott, because if I had done the Tom Hobble bit, then Feakes could have done the word of the day. But now Feakes has done the Tom Hobble bit. I've now got to do the word of the day.
No, you don't. I've got a good one.
Great.
Tough.
Squeeze it out then, Feakes.
I'm sorry, Feakes. It's crumpet.
No, it's not crumpet.
Right, we'll end it there. Thank you for listening, everyone. Catch you next time.
Bye. I hate you guys.
I love Feakesy when he's a broken man.
Happy Christmas, everyone.